Test this.
Hi everyone, Ben here from Stone Horizon. Today I'm joined by our founder and CEO, Henry Villa, who has recently announced his first book. Now, Henry, your book is called The Rooming House Millionaire. Mm-hmm. What inspired you to write this book, and why now?
Yeah, listen, it's a question that I ask myself, and the answer to why now, it's maybe because I've been kind of running away from writing a book for all these years, really. Writing a book is incredibly hard. It took a lot of work and a lot of effort, not only from me as the author, but from a whole bunch of other people behind the scenes to design covers, to help me edit it, to get things kind of ready and kind of sorted. The reality is this book had to be written, right? This book has some content in it that I, felt it needed to actually be added to the public domain, that people really needed to understand that there's other ways of investing out there, investing in ways that do not represent the typical kind of risky environments that most people are usually associated with kind of property investment, let alone things like negative gearing and things like that.
Okay. And as I mentioned earlier, you're the CEO and founder of Stone Horizon, and it's a company known for its expertise in rooming houses.
Yes.
How much of your experience have you brought to this book, and how has your experience so far within Stone Horizon guided the structure and the expertise around this book?
Yeah, listen, it's actually a great question, albeit a bit leading, I guess. But we started Stone Horizon with a mission to actually becoming that one place where investors could lean to, could kind of react to get ahead in life, to be able to achieve ultimate financial freedom. We've obviously been doing that for many years for our clients, but the biggest challenge is we can only help a small number of people by doing that. Now, I made it my mission to make sure that these properties get built, that we make a difference to things like rental affordability and affordable accommodation. And this was just another tool in that arsenal. This book sits next to Stone Horizon as a way for us to make a difference to the world, a way for us to help other investors out there who, for whatever reason, are maybe not a good fit of working with us, maybe they want to do things on their own, or maybe they don't even know where to start. They can go through the book. We basically have distilled all the years of operations that we have in a way that ultimately makes it easy to consume, that makes it, independent from the other commercial relationships we have in this industry.
Okay, great. Now, for someone who's new to this, and new to this concept, what exactly is a rooming house, and why do you believe in it so passionately that it's the key to generating wealth?
Yeah, it's I guess it's a question for some of you watching this. Most people watching this will know what a rooming house is, right? So a rooming house, it's something that will be very familiar to the people in our circle and to the people who kind of work with us. But it makes sense to take a couple of minutes and explain the concept, not only the concept of a rooming house generically, but also what it kind of means for us. So a rooming house is any building where people live, multiple people living in the same dwelling, if you like, or in the same house. Generally speaking, rented by the room. However, long gone are the paradigms and the stigma of the rooming houses that have been around for about over 100 years in this particular country. And we are big believers, and in fact, there's a whole section in the book that talks about rehabilitating the term, that talks about making sure that when we talk about rooming houses, people understand really the type of properties we are really, I guess, describing or that we're really talking about. And that kind of permeates through the whole book. So the rooming houses that we build, the rooming houses that I believe in, the rooming houses that I think are part of the future of this country rather than the past of this country. Our rooming houses are create modern environments for people to live in, where people live in, smaller spaces that are, that are cheaper, that are more affordable, but spaces that still provide all the needs that anyone will want in a place they live in. I guess, Ben, you and I spend a significant portion of our lives living in hotels and service apartments as we move through our corporate careers and through our consulting careers. And the kind of designs that we use today got sparked on what people like you and I will have needed kind of back in the day, right? These rooming houses, these studios, as we call them, have each one its own ensuite, each one its own kitchenette. Many of them have a kind of small living area, private courtyards, all of those things become part of it. And we do believe that is, a level above of what's offered today, but a level that really should be almost a given, right? Why will anyone build something that is anywhere below there? It's kind of beyond our understanding. So I guess long-winded answer, but hopefully that kind of explains to some of the people who are watching us who might not be familiar with the term rooming house, the kind of properties that are reflected in the book.
Yeah, look, actually, it's a great answer, and it kind of led me into my next question as well. I was going to ask you about what the biggest misconception of a rooming house is and how you addressed it in the book. But I think what you're touching on now is that some people they hear the term and they believe, okay, well, it must be a facility to looking after people who are, the bottom rungs of society, yep, or people who, they might need charitable help or some community care or something like that. And I think what you've just described accommodation, which could be, it could be looking after a junior doctor, it could be looking after some young people moving out of home for the first time. They just want their own space and they just want somewhere affordable, yet, nice, and somewhere they're proud to call home as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's, it is one of those strategies, if you like, in the property world that is largely unknown. It's part of the reason why we wrote the book, right? We believe more investors should know about these things because there are very, very few strategies out there that will allow an investor to provide something like this, something where no one really loses, right? Where the tenant's happy, where the government is solving a problem, where the community benefits, but ultimately that also provides a pretty good return. And I think that's, I guess, the bit that we probably talk a little bit less in the book in terms of why or how those things are like that. Mind you, we show quite a few examples, real case studies in the book of actual investors who have actually invested in these properties and the kind of results they want. We have some actual real numbers in there, and then some tools that people can access as well.
Awesome. Okay, so contributing socially, solving Australia's housing problem, and introducing very heavy positive cash flow for investors. So that's awesome.
Not a bad mix, is it?
Not a bad mix at all. Now, you're launching a book with a live event. Maybe we'll soon to be announcing with a tweet that's going to be following very soon. But we're going to be launching the book, or you're going to be launching the book on the 3rd of September.
Yes.
Can you give the audience a sneak peek of what attendees can expect to see on the night?
Yeah, well, I wasn't exactly completely prepared to the whole of this because, like much like Ben was saying, we're about. If you watch this page, you'll see an announcement over the next day or so about the actual launch event that we have scheduled for the 3rd of September. And listen, we thought it would make sense to on the day that the book kind of is released and that the book kind of becomes kind of available to everybody, to go and do a little bit of a celebration of a journey that took 2 years to get here, but that has ultimately culminated with the opportunity to put some really, really useful and critical information out there on the hands of people. And again, everyone who has written a book or anyone who knows anything about the book industry will know that you don't actually write books to make any money. Our books are pretty cheap to start with, and we're making ours, at least initially, incredibly affordable, so there's really no excuse. But the reality is, we wanted to do more than just, here's the book, go read it and whatever, right? I knew someone like me, for example, I'm not exactly a reader. I think I can count. I read a lot, but for me it's more of the audiobook kind. I can count with my hands the books that I've read kind of back to front, some of them multiple times, but not too many of them. Now, what we're doing on the day is we're doing a big event here at Stone Horizon headquarters, where we're inviting a whole bunch of our clients, existing rooming house owners, for a big kind of networking kind of function on the night that will allow them to connect with each other. But we're also going to open up, and I guess I'm stealing my own thunder here a little bit, but we're also going to open up that event in 2 ways. So the first one is for a select group of lucky people. They'll be able to be here in person to again meet all these property owners, to meet the team that designs and builds and manages these properties. I'm obviously going to be there in person answering a bunch of questions of people. So it's really an opportunity to connect with a community of people, a community of investors, and a great opportunity to learn about this strategy and about how this strategy could be potentially part of people's broader portfolio kind of approach, if you like. For those who cannot make it in person, and we do have a ton of clients who cannot make it in person, there's going to be the opportunity to connect to our live stream. A little bit like the way you're seeing us now, although this one obviously it's a little bit more impromptu. We're actually going to be streaming the event from the main auditorium here at Stone Horizon headquarters, to make sure that, again, as many people as possible get access to that information, because we believe that the more people that get access to what's in that book, the more people that will join us in making a difference to the world and to the community.
Awesome. Henry, one final question. One of our favourite topics here at Stone Horizon, one of our favourite subjects is financial freedom. We believe we can produce financial freedom. What is the one piece of advice in this book that readers can take away, as a pragmatic piece of advice they can take away as a step forward in their journey to financial freedom?
I'm actually going to cheat a little bit. Because I have 2 pieces of advice that I think are important. I think these 2 pieces might change the life of some of the people actually kind of listening to this. The first one, and if you look around this video somewhere, whether you're seeing it in YouTube or in Facebook or wherever you're watching us live, you'll see a couple of videos that we have actually recorded as part of the lead up to the book that talks about your own definition of financial freedom. And in those videos, I talk very, very specifically about the fact that the concept of financial freedom it's not the same for everybody. That the concept of financial freedom is very personalized, and it also changes over time. So the first thing is, do not buy into the bullshit that we've been fed for years about what financial freedom is. As much as I love the big masters of cash flow and the big masters of financial freedom, the Robert Kiyosaki's of the world, and a lot of other mentors I had along the way, the reality is that that knowledge, right, that concept, if you like, it's really oversimplified because it needs to fit with everybody reading it. And I don't have a kind of specific definition of financial freedom for you. Ultimately, the people are going to have to decide on their own what their concept of financial freedom is, and be prepared for it to change. The second thing that I actually have to say to people is that I wish I hadn't waited until I was in my 40s to get started, right? No one gets the answer ever, because the answer is actually not a one thing that, there's no real secret around these things. And I think if you get started and start in the right journey and start making some good decisions, then you're well on your way to financial freedom. Some people will take longer than others, but hopefully this book helps many of our listeners to be able to kind of get started on their journey.
Awesome. Henry, thanks very much. It's been awesome. I've read the book. I can testify that it's brilliant, and I think it's a fantastic piece of work to say it's your first book is awesome. So I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you very much. I look forward to meeting many of you very, very soon, whether it's at the launch event or whether it's kind of later in community. If you have any questions, as I always say, feel free to post them below. We're here. We're going to be putting a whole bunch more content kind of along the way, and we look forward to meeting many of you very, very soon.
Awesome.